There's another one called the Patriots Corner, which is a lot like the Prison Planet Forum in the types of people. As a matter of fact, a lot of the people from that forum are members over on Prison Planet Forum.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I just posted it all over the place. And the very day that Alex announced that he had a new forum on Prison Planet, I went over. And I went in,
mm-hmm.
and I started posting stuff about fluoride and whatever. And the main moderator, who goes by the moniker of Sane,
mm-hmm.
Like in the opposite of insane,
mm-hmm.
He sends me a PM and he says, "Hey, buddy, would you like to be a moderator? We need a couple more moderators."
Yeah.
Because that first day, literally, Jason, 10,000 posts
mm-hmm.
within the first day. The
it
thing
shows
was up
that
there.
we're pretty powerful. If we could just group up and agree to disagree on some issues and agree to try to make a difference in the way, that's why, for this July 4th, we're calling for InfoWarrior Independence Day. Whatever issue you want to take on, whether it's the Federal Reserve or 9/11 truth or state sovereignty or global governance or the one world currency, whatever, hand out some DVDs, hand out some flyers, make a difference. I mean, that's the bottom line. So what's it been? What's the experience been like? You've basically been on board since day one. I mean, tell us tell us some of these forum stories, my friend.
Oh my Lord! Well, during the first 3 days, Sane had put on a lot of moderators, and some were globals and some weren't. And the difference is that a global moderator has absolute moderation power throughout the entire board. And then there would be others who would be given moderation power of a specific board. And we found that in his, because of the fact that the thing had just exploded, literally, the first thing was the weeding out of the moderator process, because we had found that there were a few moderators that were put on that were shills, so to speak. They were not the good guys, COINTELPRO people.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had to figure out who these people were, as well as all of the crazies that were coming in anyway. So the first 2-3 weeks it was 14 hours a day. And there were only 3 of us that there ended up being you could trust each other. And that was Rock and Sane and me. And we stayed as the chief globals up until about 2 weeks ago. And we added another guy, so Biggs is on. And I want to say hi to Biggs and to Rock and to Sane and to the rest of the guys that are listening. And, when you get right down to it, every day is a story in itself.
Mm-hmm.
We will get people who think they're doing the right thing. And, I also moderate the two blogs as well,
Mm-hmm.
You knew that, okay.
Yep.
And this is where you run into it, because First Amendment reigns over there. On Prison Planet Forum, it reigns, but it has to be kept within, 12-year-olds chime in over there.
Yeah.
And usually over on Prison Planet, on the blogs, it's not that way. It's mostly older people who are wanting to, people that are adult, at least you would think they would be adult. You get people that spam the most incredible things. They're thinking that they're spreading the word by posting the same link to the same YouTube video twice on each one of the articles on the board. Mm-hmm. And you have, 2 pages full of spam.
Yeah.
And then you have to, say, hey, dude, this is not the way you do it. And then they scream censorship.
Uh-huh.
And most people don't even know what censorship is.
Yesterday they were accusing me of screening callers. I take callers direct order unless they're out of the country. And I don't care what they write. You don't have to write, a few of these ones have things like Border Patrol, chemtrails ready to go. And, The other one says in Toronto. You know, I don't screen any phone calls. I go right down the line, and this is an open forum for free speech.
That's it, and that's the way it is over on the boards. There are certain things you don't want to do, however, you know, and those things are well, you know, it's the same thing as what happened just a few minutes ago with language. There are certain things you cannot say.
Exactly. Well, you know what? Some things are inherently racist or ridiculous, and those things have no place on the forum. Anyway, we'll be back with JT Coyote after this. It's the InfoWarrior with Jason Bermas, PrisonPlanet.tv, Infowars.com.
The Cola Blue, the best atmospheric water generator out there, bar none. ECOLOblue.com grabs the water right out of the air, not out of the river or the sewer pipe or, you know, however you're getting your water supply in your house, toilet taps, what a lot of people have. This is right out of the air. Then it goes through 7 filters, including reverse osmosis and carbon. ECOLOblue.com, ECOLOblue.com, or 800-691-6043. Call and get your unit today, or get a free brochure. Go to their website and look at all their other fine products. ECOLOblue.com, 800-691-6043.
I'm a one-man, I'm a one-man, I'm a one-man revolution.
All right, folks, we are back. And we are joined by JT Coyote, one of the admins over at the forums of Prison Planet and InfoWars. And JT, what do you think are some of the things that people can do to be proactive in this movement? Because there's a bunch of armchair quarterbacks that are on the forum, and I appreciate the people that are putting out information, trying to spread stuff through links, you know, information, exchange information, and learn. But at times it can get petty, and people are always on the attack, and they're blaming us for this, or we're not doing enough. How can people remain proactive?
Well, I think the best way is to, anytime a troll comes on the board, don't feed them. Let them fall off. And you can tell who they are. And most people who have done any time on forums, you know, whether a poster or a moderator can tell who they are. They will come in and they will try to flame the argument away from, you know, the debate that's going on. And if you don't feed them, then the discussions progress like they should. You know, like one guy point, counterpoint, whatever, and then they can communicate with one another without the, you know, the shrillness in the background. The idea that we're spreading the 10th Amendment movement again after 15 years, finally, it has come back. And there's a lot of information coming out of there. We have picked up at least a dozen researchers on the Prison Planet forum who are actively perusing state bill files and dealing with the legislative legal services in states, looking for those bills that have already been passed, because that saves us time, like Colorado and Missouri and Montana and Hawaii. All of these have already passed the 10th Amendment resolution 15 years ago, and they don't have to go through it. Then we can concentrate on the ones that need to pass it, you know, like Kansas and New York. And,
good luck.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
New York would be a good one. And some of the stuff, this definitely is you know, my pet, because it is the way that the people through their states can effect change in the federal government. And the federal government knows this. They know that it is the next thing short of armed revolution, basically. And they are afraid of it. They were horribly afraid of it back in 1994-95. And they started a counter movement, which is a secessionist idea. And the 10th Amendment resolution can never become a secessionist movement, even though the shills and the trolls will tell you that it is secessionist. And they'll say that's how we got the Civil War. That isn't how we got the Civil War. It was the failure of a movement similar to this, and the infiltration of the secessionist groups that created the Civil War. And these groups will show up now. So you have to be wary of them. And if you see them, I mean, if I see them on the forum, you see, I have the kill button. And I will not let it start. It's not that it's anything even vaguely resembling censorship. I will let them on and let them talk and do their whatever. But the instant they get to the point where they're calling for secession, they are gone. And it's best that it be that way, because you don't need people wasting their time working against what they wish to, their end result. And what we want is we want the states and the people to have back in their hands the power